Hey everybody, it's Maria from What's the Story with Maria. How's it going? Welcome to our show. Tonight is Tuesday, January 23rd. We have a great show lined up for you. Hit that promo, Leo.
Yeah, I'm a big fish in a small pond. My day's free and my night's long. I create my own reality. Who I am is fine with me. I'm as famous, I'm as famous as I wanna be. Who I am is fine with me. It's who I am. It's who I am.
Well, welcome. We're so glad you're here. We have a lot going on. First, I have to give you a disclaimer. I have to move everything out of my apartment by Sunday because they are doing major repairs. And so I've been packing all day and doing all kinds of crazy things. And if you could see my apartment, you'd probably faint. But you see, I have created this little square here. That's fine. So if you see anything out of place or a little crazy, that's why. And then we are going to be broadcasting, not from this place, but from Judy Mesa's in Cliffside Park, New Jersey, for about the next 2 or 3 weeks. So it'll look different. But then when we come back, hopefully it'll be a nicer, cleaner look, because they're going to paint my apartment. And then I'm going to have my friend Henry Arroyo come in and do some nice little touch-ups. Jerry Schiffer is going to create a beautiful sign for us that says, "What's the Story with Maria?" It's going to be a nice new set. So that's what's going on. But if you don't see this set for the next few weeks, don't panic. We're still here. I'm just going to broadcast from a different location, which I sometimes do anyway. Okay, look who is checked in first. Of course, she always gets first place. Checking in, Danielle Now she has a new name for her website. Still the same incredible, high quality, beautiful spiritual healing, reader, a psychic. She does past life regressions. She has spirit guides that she communicates with. If you have people on the other side, which most of us do, and you want to connect with them, Danielle is your girl. So please make a note. When you used to hear me say these enlightened edits. So that is the same person. I don't want you to think it's a new person. But her new website, which I took a little peek at, it's amazing, is Danielle Alexandria Alchemy. And alchemy is ALCHEMY.com. So that is the formerly known as These Enlightened Edits. Now it's Danielle Alexandria Alchemy.com. You can always find that link. Maybe Danielle will put it in the comments, the actual link, or Leo will do it at some point, and then you have it. Gail Brebner, my high school buddy. Hello, Maria. Hi, Gail. How are you? Look who's with us, Eddie Kutu. Ed Kutu of Blade Salon in Rocky Hill, Connecticut. Ed, I love all your posts on your Instagram, on your Facebook about the shop. Blade Salon is just an amazing place. And they're in Rocky Hill. Go and check them out. They just do the most beautiful colors and so many things that they do. So go check them out. Love you too, Danielle. We're big fans of Danielle. She's a lovely, beautiful human being, but she also does really important work, spirit guide work. And if you believe in that stuff, which I totally do, and I've had the pleasure of having some sessions, and I gifted a lot of sessions to friends because it's just like, why would you not want other people to feel great? So anyway, Kenny Holcomb. Hey, Maria and Leo. Hi, buddy. Kenny's in Tennessee. They had a little snow last week. What? So that some of your posts were pretty funny, Kenny. So they had some snow there. I think they're having snow in Boston again. Gail, how are you? Yeah, Eddie's on. Things like that. Gail is the biggest Barry Manilow fan I ever met in my life. She is a Manilow, bigger than any Manilow I know. She's a Manilow. So a lot of snow. Glad it's gone. We had a little bit of snow. We didn't have a lot of snow, but I personally like snow. But unless it starts causing problems, Oh, it's a Fanalo. Thank you, Kenny. Yes, I knew there was something. Fanalo. The Manilow fans are called Fanalos, which is so funny. But anyway, so he sadly though he wrote music for a show called Harmony, and it's closing already. But I suspect it'll start. It'll go on tour. All that stuff does that. Hello and happy Tuesday, says my cousin Rena Cunali Bergie. Hi, my love. How are you? Okay, so our friends will keep popping in and stuff like that. Now I got to tell you, last night I was working at the Stonewall Inn, which is what I usually do on Mondays, and we have different shows. Susie and I usually work different shows that we bring in. Susie does most of the finding the show or creating a show and then bringing them in or booking them. And it's just event after event after event on these Mondays. So it's really a good time. Anthony Fett, who is someone that I love so much, creates these nights called All Stars. Anthony Fett's All Star, or he calls it Stonewall All Stars, but it's his. He is the MC, and he creates these amazing shows. Hi, Lori Tower. She says hello, darlings. Hi, my love. Anyway, he did this particular one last night. Hi, John Pietro, my sweetheart. It was a Rent tribute show, and the reason he did that is because his boyfriend, Kelvin Moonlow, who we just love, it was his birthday, or it's his birthday this week, and he's a huge Rent head, and so Anthony brought in all these amazingly talented people to, and I Facebook Lived it last night, but the problem with some of this stuff is if you play the music, then they flag you or something. So what this was, I wish you could hear it. It's so beautiful. I taped different times when people were singing, because what happened was people would get up and sing, right? People that Anthony had chosen to sing, but then the entire room would join in, and almost everybody in the room was a singer or a lover of music, some sort. So people were jumping in and singing, and it was the most beautiful surround sound of love. It just really was. So last night I wanted to get Kelvin to join us tonight because he is going off to do Kelvin Moon Low, and Low is spelled L-O-H. So if you look him up, Moon is spelled like you think it is, like the moon above. And he's off to do Tick Tick Boom at the Kennedy Center in Washington, D.C. from January 26th, which I believe is this Friday, to February 4th. And it's 11 performances only. But, so when I asked him, he said, oh my God, I wish I could do it, but I'm going to be in rehearsal tomorrow night. But I believe, Leo, that Kelvin sent us something. You want to join us?
Hi, Maria and friends. Kelvin Moonlow here. I'm in the backseat of the car on the way to the train station to get down to the Kennedy Center to do Tick Tick Boom. I really wish I could be there with you tonight, but alas, the theater's calling. Last night was absolutely sensational. So great. If you haven't been to the Stonewall, you must be there, especially on the Monday night with Maria and Lavinia Draper, and especially my partner Anthony's show once a month. But last night was the Rent extravaganza for my birthday. So it is the month of Jonathan Larson, and to do Tick Tick Boom and Rent last night seems completely apropos. And yeah, it's so exciting. It's such great music. Thank you for the stories about your friend Jerry Dixon, who I've just been having on loop on the original cast album Tick Tick Boom for the last couple months. And yeah, what else can I tell you? Super exciting cast. It's directed by Neil Patrick Harris, Brandon Uranowitz, Danae Benton, Gray Hansen, and fabulous ensemble that's been added to this 3-person show. It's bigger, it's wonderful, and really happy and excited to be a part of it. And I'll stop whispering now. I'm in the back of the car. But I can't wait to start performing the show this weekend. It's 1 week only, 11 performances. And yeah, I'll be dedicating it to the memory of Jonathan Larson, who was one of our greats taken from us. And I'm sure if he were here right now, he said you're getting long-winded. So I love you, Maria. I will see you very soon, New York. I'll be back very soon. And talk to you then. Bye.
Oh, I love that. I hadn't seen it. I know Leo had seen it. And Kelvin texted me a little while ago and said, I sent you a surprise that Leo's going to play on your show. First of all, I love Kelvin. Kelvin Moonlow, write that name down. He is one of these performers that is very, very, very humble. Like, he's so talented and he does so much, and yet he really downplays it. He's just one of these people that shares the stage and shares his love and shares his time, and he really should be celebrated. So I wanted to celebrate him tonight because it's a big deal. They had this huge Rent celebration last night at the Stonewall. It was so beautiful, and there was something so spiritual about all these singers. It was like surround sound of harmonies, and it just very like, they had specific singers that were singing specific songs. Like my buddy Tommy McDowell from Brandy's, he was one of the people singing, and so many talented people. One of them is going to be on a show tonight, Michelle Dowdy, incredible as always. But Anthony, of course, and Kelvin sang in. But it was just that everybody joined in. And you could tell that these were the same people that listened to the album, that were moved by Jonathan Larson, were moved by the words, were moved. Maybe it was the show that introduced them to musical theater, depending on how old you are. I mean, for me, I remember hearing it and saying, wow, this is so different than anything I've heard before. Like, I hadn't heard anything like it. So I remember exactly where I was when I first heard it, and that I wanted to share it with my friends, So it was just a beautiful night. There were so many great people. Mark Katzoff says last night at Stonewall was incredible. And Mark, may I just say that you are incredible, because Mark lives in Boston and he comes to New York quite a bit for work, but he is one of the most supportive human beings I've ever met for the arts. He always makes us feel so loved and supported. So thank you, Mark, because you are, and he also loves to sing, and he jumps in on open mic nights, and he's just a great guy. So thanks, Mark. Liz Goldenberg has joined us. Hey, Kelvin. Hi, Maria. Hi, Liz. You know Kelvin. He's amazing. Now, Kelvin Moonlow, when he's done with what he's doing, and we'll tell you again, he will join us. But he was in SpongeBob SquarePants on Broadway. He was in Beetlejuice on Broadway. And he's just amazing in everything he does. And his voice is beautiful, but he's also like a great, great, great character actor. So he is off to do Tick, Tick, Boom, which is also a Jonathan Larson musical. Very autobiographical, I would say. And it's just wonderful. So Tick, Tick, Boom is going to be at the Kennedy Center in Washington, D.C., and it's going to be from January 26th, which I believe is this Friday, to February 4th. It's only 11 performances, but if you are in the D.C. area, please, please, please go and see Tick, Tick, Boom. It's going to be amazing. Now, you heard him say Daniel Patrick Harris is directing it. Now, how great is that? So these are amazing friends, and they work really, really hard. When people are on stage, it's one thing, and they're working hard. But, people don't always realize that performers are always working. They're always taking lessons. They're always working on their craft. They're always in the gym. Whatever they're doing, they're always trying to make their lives better and their creative process better so that they can give us the best of themselves. And Kelvin Moonlow is one of those people. So a shout out to our beautiful friend Kelvin. He's just a lovely, lovely guy. And last night was just amazing. So Leo, why don't you join me, my friend? Gail says, yes, you are so right. And I got him to dance with me to Can't Smile Without. Oh my God. So Gail is talking about Barry Manilow. She went to see him, I believe, in Vegas. I got him to dance with me to Can't Smile Without You when I met him in April. He used to do it at shows, but stopped. So I got to sing in his ear. How sweet is that? She was we graduated in 1980. That's how long she's been a fan.
Can't smile without. I'm a fan of Low.
I know, me too. I love it.
I mean,
It's like
he writes the songs that make the young girls cry.
I was one of them.
Yeah.
But anyway,
And you're not even Mandy.
No, I'm not Mandy. But anyway, we love Barry Manilow. We love Gail Brebner and Kelvin. How cute was Kelvin's little video?
Adorable. He was also in that great show. I think you an important credit. Was it Gayer Than Christmas? I think he's made.
Oh well, sure. The Anthony Fett Christmas extravaganza that happens every year. He's been in a few now, and one of my favorites though was the one during COVID where they were both in Chicago, and they filmed it live from Anthony's mother's house.
That was really good.
I loved it. It's still on YouTube. If you want to see something really great, go to YouTube and type in Gayer Than Christmas Chicago. I think Chicago.
And now, I don't want to out him or anything, but I think Kelvin is the technical genius behind some of that stuff, including Gayer Than Christmas as well.
Oh, totally. And so that's happening, and we wanted to tell you about that. Now, also, so go and check Kelvin out if you're in the DC area. What did John say?
Didn't write.
I write song, which is true.
I know.
But without it, which I didn't know for a long time, until somebody, I was like, oh, I thought he wrote that, but he just sang it. But it's a great
song. Who cared to all the singing and crying that we're doing when we're trying to reach him on stage?
But he did write most of his songs. So I do want to put a plug in for another show, a benefit that we are part of and doing that Anthony Fett will be in 2 weeks from this Thursday. So it's February 8th, Thursday. Doors open at 6:30. Thank you, Leo. I didn't even have to say what it was, and you put it up. Doors open at 6:30, and the show starts at, I believe, 7 sharp. If I'm not mistaken, I have to look at that closer. But, yeah, I think it's 7 o'clock.
Yeah, 6:30, the raffles and doors, concert at 7:30.
Concert at 7:30. So we will have raffles. If people want to still donate, we still are open if people want to donate things. Last week, Carolyn Montgomery donated a class and some, because she teaches a bartending class, and so she's donating a bunch of stuff. And yes, Leo did get a haircut, Danielle. I noticed it too. So if you're able to come to our benefit, this Thursday it's up at the Stonewall Inn upstairs. The suggested donation is $25, but that's a suggestion. If you are like, well, I have 10, we'll take it. And we're donating all the profits, including the raffle, to Big Brother, Big Sister, because they now have a Lori Lawrence Scholarship Fund. She used to volunteer for them, and Special Olympics, and a million other things. So that's what we're doing 2 weeks from this Thursday. Okay, let's see. Danielle says, now that the new website and name are up, I would love to donate a session. Oh, my God.
Oh, that's cool.
Are you kidding me, Danielle? That's incredibly generous gift. Wow. Okay, we'll talk about that after the show or in the next 2 days. So, wow, Danielle of DanielleAlexandriaAlchemy.com, which is the new name, which used to be D's Enlightened Edits, if you're still looking for that. It is now Danielle Alexandria Alchemy. Has the most amazing services on her website, and I have had a few of those, and just mind-blowing. Leo, you know.
Oh, yeah. She's amazing. Sister from another mister.
Yeah, absolutely. So, what else? Go ahead, honey.
Are we having any calendars going to be at the Lori Lawrence?
We are, but first, can we just give a shout-out to Lori Towers and John Piatera, since you, I know, listen live every Wednesday. I usually listen the next day or a few days later. So Lori and John, who are they, Leo, and what should we know about them?
They are they're wonderful people. Let's start with that part first. Yeah. Lori is a publicist and bassist and fitness guru. John is a union leader and a music historian. And every Wednesday, they entrance us with their musical selections on WFMU.org, Sheena's Jungle Room, Beneath the Underground. It is rock, it is jazz, it's raw, there's a lot of history, a lot of funniness. Yeah. I think I was getting my coals burned last week a little bit from some joking there. But it's a great show. There's a great little community that comes in and listen. WFMU is don't say underground radio station, but they are different from the major marketers. So we get to hear a lot of different things that you're not going to hear over and over and over again.
Yeah.
Some great classics and some great history and some fun camaraderie. And I still say one of my favorite parts is when Laurie dabs and teases John a little bit.
He can take it. He starts laughing, which is so funny.
And if you got a moment, go see Laurie's new website.
Yes, Laurie has a new website, and Leo designed it. Revamped website. And Leo, you designed it. Is that correct?
That's right. I took what John had already laid out there and just spruced it up a little bit, a little splash, a little... Yeah. She's so talented, so multi-talented.
I know. And she has so much to offer. So it's LaurieTowers.net. So Laurie, Laurie, Towers is TAOWERS. And Leo also did LynPortis.com. You did that website, great.
CarolynMontgomery.net as well.
Yeah. Oh, right. So Leo's your guy, gun for hire. If you need a website either designed, revamped, kept up, whatever you need, Leo's your guy. He's your tech guy.
There's so many. We have a live group tonight.
Yeah, we do. Okay.
We also did Patrick DeGennaro's as well. If you ever want to go for a vocal technique,
right? You're right. Now, Leo, you have a website where everybody can find all this stuff, right?
Mm-hmm.
What's your website, honey?
It's Leo. You're going to get really Latin. Leo Ignacio Rodriguez.com. LeoIgnacio Rodriguez with a G the right way. RODRIGUEZ.
Okay, beautiful. So go, and Leo is your gun for hire. He's amazing. You will feel so much better when you call Leo. I always do.
You know what we didn't?
The calendar.
I'm
my God. Woo! Nicholas Connell of my friend who I saw a few days ago. He's so adorable. He was at the Duplex. He is a musical director, so he fills in at piano bars quite a bit. But he's in Las Vegas. Oh, no, L.A. He's in L.A. for the next 2 weeks doing some stuff, and then he'll be back. But he was the musical director and co-creator of Titanic. And I think he took like a 2-week, he's working on something. So he'll be back. A little break, yeah, and he'll be back, and he's working on some stuff. Darcy, speaking of L.A., Darcy Blakesley put a little flame. Yes, Darcy, that's some hotness there. So if you would like a calendar, these calendars are only $10. There's about 13 hotties in here. More than 13 hotties, because some of them have...
doubled up. They doubled up on us.
Yeah, so it comes to like 80 cents a hottie. I mean, you really can't... that's what I say. So even if you miss the month, and then on the back, there's all of them. Some great people. So please, if you want one, reach out to me, and I will mail it out to you. Or I always have them when I work at the Duplex on Wednesdays, or Brandy's Fridays and Saturdays. I'm at Stonewall almost every Monday, but once in a while, Susie will take it, and I won't be there. Which next Monday I won't be there because I'm moving. But not moving. I'm not moving. I'm just getting my stuff out there, redoing my apartment, and then I'm moving back in. Okay. So anyway, but if you want one of these, and also if I mail it out to you, it's like $4 for shipping and handling. However, that's the rate. And then you could add 10 more and it would still be the same rate. So don't worry. It's just a one-time fee. So let me know if you need any of those, and I'll get them out to you immediately because I'll have them with me.
And how many spots do we have open for 2025? We're in January already, people. Let me tell you.
And I already have people. And oh my God, I have to write this down because I'm going to forget everybody. People like, I want to do it. I want to do it. I want to do this month. Oh my God. Okay, so 6. I think already 6 have been spoken for.
Woohoo!
2025. People are like, I want to do it. I want to be in it. I have not had to beg anyone. People come to us. Now, Liz says, Titanic is awesome. I have the same mug as Nicholas. Oh, okay, you see? And I need a calendar for me and one for Myrna. For Myrna's her mom. I think Myrna can handle it, though. I know Myrna.
Myrna's a tough woman.
Myrna is tough as nails. She is going to love this. Yes, and guess who else I have to get it to is your brother-in-law, Tom Gold, who is Mr. November. So Myrna will have to close her eyes when she looks at her son-in-law. But actually, he's not nude. He's not nude. He is wearing an apron. So that's the beauty of the Nothing But the Apron calendar, okay?
But the gams on that guy.
Oh, my God, because he is choreographer and has his own company, Tom Gold Dance. And he's a ballet dancer. It's amazing. All right, Leo.
Can we do a throwback before we bring her on? I have to show you something.
Our next guest is coming on soon, but Leo has a throwback. Highland Porter's
Genius!
Okay, go ahead,
you
Leo.
ready? This is when I first got to New York, and somebody had just recently been around to New York too, and I was doing a little cabaret show called Campfire Cabaret. And this wonderful, wonderful woman, along with her friend Melissa, came on and sang, and I just want to throw back to the innocence of us back then.
Okay.
And this is us singing for Campfire Cabaret. There's Michelle.
It's raining, baby, it's raining, baby, coming to rain.
Oh my God, Leo, where did you find that?
That's in my Campfire Cabaret page that I have on Facebook.
Oh my
And
God.
Michelle and Melissa, they came on and they joined us for Campfire Cabaret, which is based on overnight camp stuff. So there was cheers and audience participation.
Oh, I love it.
S'mores martinis. And
Oh my God.
we had a great time. I love Michelle Dowdy. She's amazing.
So talented. She was in the show last night. I got a chance to see her again, which it's very hard to catch her live because she's always doing something. But
She's in demand.
She is in demand. You have to come on the show. You have to come on. I was going to ask her before last night, but I didn't know if she was around. She's around. We're lucky enough to have her tonight. Shall we zoom her in, Leo?
Dun 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 dun! Miss Diva.
Hi. There she is. Hi, my love.
Hi, baby.
So it was so good to see you last night. And
Oh my, wasn't that just something? Like,
I'm very still moved by it.
I was very moved.
Oh, that was me. Sorry.
Okay.
Oh, okay. Oh, bye.
No, she's back. She's back.
I'm switching places with you.
Oh, okay.
Okay.
I'm elevating you where you belong.
I love it. So it was special. Tell me
really was.
well, you were a big part of it. But tell me, I know why it was special for me. Tell me why it was special for you.
Well, I think Rent was maybe that first cast album of the original cast. It was maybe one of the first cast albums I remember buying, like myself. Being like, oh yeah, I'm going to go to the mall. I'm going to buy this. I heard one song and I was like, oh, I'm going to go get it. And we just listened to it over and over. Like, talk about Idina Menzel teaching kids how to belt.
Right. Right.
Like we were listening to it like all the time. Like it really influenced the way we sang.
Yeah.
Like because you said earlier, when you remember where you were the first time you heard it, and you were like, this doesn't sound like everything else.
Like anything else.
It doesn't. Well, and since then, now, everything has tried to come from something as pure as Rent.
And 100% agree with you. It's that rock musical where you're like, that's a rock musical.
Yeah. But it was also, it was rock pop. And it really was, but that wasn't.
But it also hit those issues that we didn't get to talk about. That was so important. AIDS, HIV, AZT, smoking pot, the drug use that people were using, the recreation, all this stuff that was compared. And Jonathan just took it and said, no, this is what we're dealing with, babe.
Yeah. Put it in your face.
How did La Viva M go, guys? I'm so jealous I missed you guys. How was that number? Oh, my God.
It was chaotic and perfect because the people who knew, like, you knew who the people were who knew all the words to everyone's verse. I knew, I don't know, I want to say a good 80% of the words because I was like, I remember this part really well, and then I don't remember this part, like, at all. And I was like, oh, God, I didn't even, like, listen to it. I listened on the plane.
Yeah,
but there was plenty of people that knew.
And so many parts, like, right, everybody was just, I mean,
singing
I kept
along.
I kept like Facebook Living the crowd because I was like, everyone is singing.
It was so nice. It it just makes you feel like, oh, we're all, the same. We are cut from the same cloth. We all know this, and it brings us all this joy. And this one show brought so much joy to so many people, and all those people were there last night who, gave a shit and like really cared about it. Yeah. And I mean, it was also Kelvin's birthday, and I would do anything for Anthony or Kelvin. I've known them a million years. I would do anything for them. And I remember reaching out because I guess I missed the email. Like I got the email, but I must have missed it. And so when I was like, hey, what do you need me to fill in on? He goes, most things are pretty taken up, but luckily there was one song that was no one had claimed yet. And I was like, I'll take it. I'll take that. So it was really
what was it?
Special. I did Without You.
Oh, Without You. Oh.
It's just like, but also, maybe you know this, Leo, but I don't know if Maria knows this. I'm not the lyric queen. I wouldn't say I know. Maybe I know maybe like a good 70%, maybe 60% of most songs. Then there's like a chunk where I'm like, what's that word? What's
me too. Word? I'm the same way. I'm the same way.
I'm worse because I get into a show and about, we go 4 to 6 weeks, right? By the fourth and a half week, I'm already starting to change the lyrics and having fun with it. God help me, I don't sing the wrong thing on stage, but Right,
because then that's because when you're doing a show, you're like, ooh, what do we want to do? Make parody lyrics.
Oh, yeah. You should have seen me with West Side Story. Oh, my God.
Oh, that's fine.
Yeah.
I listen to those.
So last night was super, super special, and it was Kelvin's birthday week. And there's a video, Michelle, it's on my Facebook wall. I'll send it to you, where Anthony's walking around and he's holding the mic out for everybody singing. And then he like comes over to you and gives you like a big kiss and a hug. It was so sweet.
My babe.
I know. He's so nice,
Yeah, he's the greatest. He's such a, he really cares about everything that he says. Like it's a wonderfully transparent personality where he's like, what you see is what you get. Yeah. He is very, upfront. If he loves you and cares about you, he will do anything for you.
I know. He's just the best. And he's doing a show now at Stonewall. I think it's every third Monday, but just go and look at the calendar because some of them are different. And there's always a theme. Yeah. And he has people come and sing according to that theme. It's really,
Oh yeah, I've done a couple of them. I think I'm going to do one, not the next one, but I think the one after. I think I can do. So I'll be around.
I love it. Now Danielle, Alexandria Alchemy says, unless it's a Carpenter song, right, Maria? Yes, I'm a huge Carpenters fan, as is Danielle. And I just watched an amazing documentary about Karen Carpenter. And Danielle, type in what that is and how they can see it. Danielle sent it to me. It was just, I love Karen Carpenter, and it was really good. And it was really kind of like behind the scenes. You were like, oh okay.
You're like, okay.
Yeah, but what, Leo?
When you come visit us finally in California, we'll go drive by their old house in Dowdy.
Oh, really?
Ooh.
Yeah.
Wow.
They used to have a bowling alley in there. Yeah, they used to have a bowling alley, rumored. I've never been in that house, but...
Oh, here it is. Okay, Karen Carpenter, Starving for Perfection. It's really amazing. It's a very, very, very profound documentary, but it really celebrates her in all ways.
That's a harsh title, though.
Yeah.
I know.
Oh, my God. Ow.
It was, bring your Kleenex. Bring your Kleenex. Yeah. I know.
Okay, you gotta do it.
Now, Michelle.
Yes.
You're going out again to do a show on a cruise, right?
Yeah. So I've been doing a lot of guest entertainer headliner shows. So what that would mean is I will get on a random ship and I will do a show, if not two, within a week or longer, and it's great. Oh, there she is.
I love it.
Look at her.
Wow, look at her is right.
She thinks she's a model.
She is. She's a supermodel. These are great.
Oh, thanks. Michael Hall did these pictures.
You're so good.
He's fabulous. Oh, that was
So tell us about this.
Hairspray.
Yep.
That was Hairspray, but that was not Broadway. That was at Dallas Theater Center.
Okay.
And which is they won a Tony for like best regional.
Yeah, no,
theater,
I know.
like in 2017.
It's an amazing theater.
It's an amazing theater. It's crazy. But we did the theater. We did it in the Windspear Opera House, which is like nuts. But that was in 2018. That was the last time I've done Hairspray, and she was 35.
Wow.
But all the nicest kids were like 19.
Yeah, but you
20.
look like you still look like a kid. You have that energy.
It's these cheeks. It's these cheeks.
You have that great like kid energy, you know?
Well, tell that to my knees, okay?
I know, honey. I'm right there with you. What's this?
Oh,
picture?
okay. So this is okay. So when right before COVID hit, I joined the national tour of Les Miserables.
Wow.
And I was Madame Thenardier. Now, this photo, it has never been seen. It's a Matt Murphy photo. This was supposed to be the new, like, fancy programs that people could buy that have, like, the big pictures and stuff.
Yeah.
So there was a new cast coming in, and they did these great shots, but no one's ever seen this picture. So I was like, I'll just show it because it's
oh,
cool.
I love this. This is
but
so
like,
cool.
Isn't that fun? They were like, okay, more fog. And they were like, Michelle, just turn around. Just, like, come walk towards us really aggressively. I go, you got it.
Easy. I can do that.
Easy.
You know what? This looks like a painting, Michelle.
It's crazy, right?
Yeah, I love it.
Beautiful photo. He nailed. I mean, he does all the Broadway shows. He does all the like any merch you see or any programs or any big like spreads of any big Broadway show. Mostly, it's Matt Murphy.
Matt Murphy. Okay, we'll remember that name.
Oh.
So Kenny Holcomb says, I remember Michelle's first visit to Fire Island. That was an event.
Kenny!
What do we know about that?
I love my Kenny Holcomb.
I know.
God, I miss him. He did all my artwork for my album. If you look at my album, he did the cover art.
Wow. How do we find your album?
It's anywhere you can stream music. It's a brass act. It's on Spotify or iTunes or Amazon Music. It's me and a 7-piece brass band. We actually just celebrated the 10-year anniversary of its release.
Wow.
Yeah. So there may be something coming very soon that I can't talk about yet.
Okay.
But keep your eyes and ears open about that. But if you want to listen to it, yes. Yeah, there she is.
So so Michelle Dowdy. Go ahead.
I forgot. It happened. I forget what year it was. I don't know if Leo knows. Maybe it was last year or 2 years ago. But they, the Broadway World Awards called it the album of the decade.
Whoa!
That's what I said.
That's fantastic.
It's crazy.
They're not small potatoes. They don't give out a lot of compliments for no good reason.
I mean,
no, they don't. So
they don't.
I love that because I know I follow a lot of the stuff they do, and I'm like, they like you. It's a big deal. So the name of the album is
A Brass Act.
A Brass Act. I love that, and you can catch it on Spotify. Any music, Apple Music, probably, right?
Apple Music, iTunes, Amazon Music. It's on all the things.
Okay, and Dowdy is spelled Dowdy for our radio listeners, because this goes into podcast after the show.
Very fancy.
Which is cool. Yes, it goes into podcast and Spotify, Spreaker, and iHeartRadio. Usually it takes about 12 hours or a little bit more, but then it's up there. So go and check out our episodes. This is episode 332.
332.
Yeah. So, but it'll come up with Michelle's name on it.
Oh, nice.
And then you go and listen. I'm going to go listen to the album right after the show, actually.
Yay. It's fun. It's all like, 50s, 60s, even a little 70s, like, big band type stuff. So
really? Yeah.
So if you, that's like where my heart is. So if you like Judy and Liza and like Edie Gourmet and Nancy Wilson, wow. The girls, then I think you'll enjoy it.
Well, that's not easy material to do. So it's great that you love them, but in order to be able to, represent them properly, you got to have some pipes.
And you do. Oh, Kenny, I love you.
Kenny has amazing. It's amazing. Sounds fun. Yes, Jared.
It's really fun.
Were you 10 years old when it was released? Says Garrett. Wow.
Yes.
Yeah.
No, I was not. Well, it's 10 years old. It's a little over 10 years older now. Oh, like years later. And I recorded it and I debuted the show at 54 Below when I was 26.
That's not an easy room to debut.
Well, I was a fun story. I worked there. I opened it. I was like one of the maitre d's. Jeffrey Bond got me that job.
I love Phil.
He was the director of original programming at the time.
Yeah.
And I had said to him, I said, I have this idea for the show, and I really want to debut it here. And at the time, when it just opened, it is only A-list celebrities and Tony winners. Nobody who's just like a random person is doing shows at 54 Below. Like, it's not, you had to have a lot of credits to do it. And I remember I worked there for maybe like 6 months, and the first week, Patti LuPone opened.
Wow.
And Phil asked me to be her, like, Gal Friday, because he's like,
really?
Because he's like, I can't be there for every show that she's got this weekend, but you're the maitre d' and you would be there. And yes, Phil got your job there too. Kenny Holcomb did all the print ads for the first 3 years of the show. So if you look back at any of the like graphics and any of the artwork, Kenny Holcomb did all of them.
Well, listen, shout out to Phil Jeffrey Bond, because Phil did a lot for a lot of people, including me.
Yeah.
I mean, he put me on the map as a songwriter in New York, because I remember that a few people knew I was a songwriter, but not many. And Phil was working at the Duplex at the time as the booking manager, and he said, I love your album, like, you're a songwriter. I was like, well, I'm not a lot of people. And he put me in a lineup. I was like the small, low man on the totem pole, and I didn't mind at all. But like, it was people like, you're not going to believe this. It was Steven Schwartz playing a few songs from his new show.
I remember this.
Wicked.
I was there.
I was like,
I remember that.
Yes.
It was wasn't it at the Beachman?
It might have been at the Beachman. I thought it was also at the Duplex.
It might have been. It might have been at the Duplex first.
But
Phil did a lot of stuff at the Beachman. He did before. That's when he started Sondheim Unplugged.
I know.
And I've been doing that for years, and now we're a Grammy-nominated album, baby.
Oh yeah, let's talk about that, Michelle. So
isn't that incredible?
So it's called Sondheim Unplugged.
And there's 3 volumes. There's volume 1, volume 2, volume 3. And the 3rd volume is nominated for a Grammy.
Oh my God.
And I'm on that one.
Oh my God.
Isn't that nuts?
So exciting.
It's so great. I mean, we're up against like Liz Calloway. I think we're up against exactly, Kenny. We're all nominated because of Phil. That's exactly right. It's
That's
incredible.
why I really, really want to shout out Phil Jeffrey Bond, because Phil is such an amazing guy, and he's so intelligent, and he sees entertainment in a certain way, and he really knows how to package it and promote it. But
he does.
What he is not is selfish. And what he is someone that sees someone that is up and coming or that he knows about, maybe that other people don't, and he gives them a platform.
He's done that his entire career.
I know.
He did that for you. He did that for me.
Eternally grateful to Phil Jeffrey Bond.
Same. I always will.
Yeah.
I always will. Because he got me that job too. And he goes, work here for a little bit. And then, maybe we can get you in to do your show. And then I think I worked there a couple months. And then I found out from the owners, they're like, well, if you work here, you can't do your show here. And I was like, well, guess I'm leaving. And then I think 6 months later after that, I did my show. And Patty was the 7 o'clock and I was the 9:30. So she saw me again and she was like, Michelle, I can't do a Patty impression. Don't ask me to do impressions. But, she saw my fur coat I was going to wear, that I was covered in glitter. And I think she heard my sound check and she was like, I like your set list. And I was like, thank you.
Oh, wow.
Yeah.
That's so cool.
I think her and Jessica Lange, because Jessica Lange came to her show, obviously. Obviously,
right. Why wouldn't she?
Why wouldn't she? And I think they stayed for, I don't think they stayed for my entire show, but they did stay for like, I think at least 2 numbers.
Wow, that's really great. That's
They must
so
have, you know,
cool.
had dinner with more famous people.
What a cool story.
Isn't that crazy? Oh, I'm full of them.
Yeah, I know. You have a million stories. So now...
One day I'll write a book.
And I'll buy it. I will read that book. Now, you're going off to do a cruise. And it's a 2-week cruise. Which one is it? In case people... Because a lot of our listeners, they do go on cruises.
Well, right now, I'm working a lot for Celebrity Cruise Lines.
Okay, cool.
And so far, they're the ones who've been booking me the most. And Jordan and I, my fiance...
Yay, girl! Yes.
We do shows together. We do lots of shows together. We were just on during the holidays. It was pretty much like 3 ships back to back or 4 ships.
Really?
We just went blah 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 blah, and then I just came back from one like Sunday.
Wow.
Yeah,
so,
it's been crazy.
Cool. So
We've
you'll
been
be
very
on
busy.
Celebrity, and so how long is a show on a ship? I don't know. I've never been on a ship.
They want you to like aim for like 45 minutes because you do it twice in a night. So you'll do it at like 7, and then you'll do a 9 o'clock. Because the theater will be big, but it won't hold everybody. So that's why they do 2 shows, so then they can get everybody in if they want to see it.
Wow.
And the ship I was just on is probably their newest ship. It's the Ascent.
Oh,
it's
cool.
like really bougie. Like it's gorgeous. It's so beautiful. But the theater is nuts. I should have sent Leo a picture of it. But like it looks like there's an enormous LED screen like behind me that opens. It's like it's like a huge wall, and the lights are nuts, and it feels like you're in Madison Square Garden.
Oh my God, that's so cool.
It was really cool. It's very, very cool. And I mean, not every ship is like that, but the Celebrity Edge class, it's like the Edge and the Beyond and the Apex, and now the Ascent. They're all like the newest ships, and the theaters are crazy.
The cruise ship business is booming. It's booming.
And for entertainers, it's like such a random little niche corner of the market that, Jordan and I have been working for years to like just get your foot in the door.
Right.
It's hard when you're not with like the big 3 agents. There's like 3 big agencies that like take care of everybody. And we have a great like management team, and they're super cool, and Oakdale Entertainment, and they're like amazing, and we just love them, and they've really like helped us get in the door. So like last year, I think I had, I don't know, a couple like gigs, maybe 3 or 4. Yeah. And then, and now I'm booked pretty much every month of the a week, if not 2, throughout the year.
Wow, that's amazing. Okay, so
it's crazy. It's
Jordan
really
and Michelle. This is the poster. Let me see it, Leo.
That's our Christmas dream. We released a Christmas song during the pandemic. I remember being like, Jordan, you should write a Christmas song for us to sing. And then like 3 days later, he goes, I think I got it.
Jordan, wow. Now, Jordan,
he's incredible.
He is incredible. He performed last night, right?
Yeah. He did Without You with me.
Oh, so beautiful.
Yeah, he's amazing.
Really a nice man. I know he's your boyfriend. I'm not just saying that because he's your boyfriend. He's a nice man.
He is a nice man. We're talking about you.
Yeah, like, I'm an older person, so I would say he's a nice boy. I like him for you, Like he
is a nice boy. I love him.
That's wonderful. So you guys wrote a Christmas song. You're doing your show.
We do it. We did our Christmas show like on Christmas Eve on the ship, and he's amazing. Like he's an actor as well. He's done Law and Order. He's done all the things, but he is also a composer, and he wrote the show we did a few years ago off Broadway, the Night of the Living Dead, the musical.
Wow.
Also available on iTunes.
Okay, this is good to know.
And every song is a bop. Like he has a gift.
I love this. I'm going to go and check this out. Night of the Living Dead. I was going to
say you like scary things, right? You're a scream queen.
You know what? I'm not.
You're not?
I'm actually such a baby when it comes to horror movies, because I can't unsee it.
Sure, that's fair.
I can't unsee it. I was one of those. I've been talking about this a lot as of late. I was the kid that worried about everything.
Sure.
Because I was the oldest one on both sides, so I felt like I had to protect my entire family. And my parents were from Italy, so there was like a little bit of a language barrier, and I just felt like I was the only kid. I don't know. I think
attention.
It comes from that. So I'm like, oh my God, they're coming to get us, But I appreciate horror.
Oh yeah,
I appreciate horror.
Well, Jordan and I are big scream queens. We love scary things. We love horror movies, and we do a Halloween show. We do it every year.
Wow.
We did it. We've done it at the Green Room 42. We've done it at Chelsea Table and Stage, because we just love all things like horror. So it's hard for us to like narrow down pick our favorites. But he does all the arrangements for that show too.
Wow. Okay, we'll have to go and listen to that. He's very talented,
but it's really fun. Yeah, Night of the Living Dead.
Night of the Living Dead. John and Lori, go check that out. You'll find something you love, I'm sure. They're
every
disc jockeys and music historians. They'll love it.
Oh, now, I hope you will. It's really fun.
They will. Now, we have to take a moment. We usually do the food section of our show at 9:45, and I could not really cook tonight because now I'm moving everything in my apartment. If you could see, if I could tilt this, which I dare not, you would be like my girlfriend was like, oh my God. I said, I'm working on it.
I'm working on it. It's a work in progress.
It's it. And it'll be ready by Sunday when everything moves out. Now, Leo, our wonderful Leo Rodriguez, my sidekick, he's texted me tonight. He was so sweet. He goes, don't worry about cooking for the show. I'll cook tonight. I was like, you will?
Aw.
I know, because I always cook for the show, right? I did make a salad, but Leo,
so you still did something.
Yeah, I had to because I'm going to eat something. I always eat after the show. It's my reward. Look at this. Oh, my God. Leo. Tell us what this is. Oh, my God. I want
that I'm
so bad.
So hungry.
There's some Mexican rice there with alphabets that are made in there. It's like a little vermicelli.
Oh, my God. And what else?
A little salad with guacamole.
Love it.
Green chili chicken enchilada casserole.
Woo!
And I only, because I'm a working girl, so I didn't have time to make all the little enchiladas. Not that kind of working girl, calm down. But I made it, I put it together before I went to work today. So it is that white Mexican jack cheese that's really stretchy.
Oh my God.
Roasted. Now, remember how you were talking last week about Mom looks in the fridge, there's leftovers. What am I going to make, right?
Yeah.
I had some leftover rotisserie chicken, so I chopped it all up, put it in there. Every good Mexican, if we can't have our grandmothers in the kitchen, we have a can of Las Palmas.
Oh,
LASPALMAS, Las Palmas green chili. And it's got jalapenos and chili ancho and chili pasillas in that chili. And then some frijoles negros.
I love that black bean.
There we go.
Delish. Oh my God, that looks so good. I'm so hungry.
Good. Beautiful. Leo, my God, thank you for doing that. He was so sweet. And I know how busy you are. Leo comes straight from work. He works with kids all day, and then he comes straight from work to do our show. Sometimes literally drive in the driveway at like 8:30.
Oh my God.
Then he cooks. So thank you, honey. I did make a salad because I have to eat something after the show. And so what did I make tonight? I have Boston lettuce here, radicchio, kale, English cucumber.
Ooh.
I know. I love salads. It's my
I do too.
I just love salads. We used to fight over them when I was a kid. Isn't that crazy? My mother would always make a beautiful salad, and we would fight over it. And then blue cheese crumble and pumpkin seeds. Roasted pumpkin seeds. So I'm going to put a cranberry, pear, balsamic vinegar on this, and a toasted sesame olive oil. So that's what I made tonight. And then, because I'm on the keto, so I got to tell you, the hardest part about being on keto is desserts, because I love sugar. But so I'm always looking for new stuff. So this is my new favorite keto. It seems like nothing, but it's the Atkins. It's like it's called Break Bar. So it's like Kit Kat. And I got to tell you, nobody pays me to promote anything. I promote what I like. These are amazing. And so if you have a sweet tooth like I do, and I do love sugar so much, then this kind of takes care of that. And because that's what I always want is a lot of dessert.
That's so funny. I'm not a big like sweets person, but
Really?
I always want, maybe it's the stoner in me, but after like the night, I'm just like, ooh, I just want like a little something sweet. You know what I mean? Just like a little something.
Little something, yeah.
Like,
chocolate.
And that's usually a full family pack of Oreos for me when I get stoned. But
oh my God.
it's just a little pack. But I digress.
I'm telling you, I could eat, a couple weeks ago, I ate a whole, more than one sleeve. Emily McNamara and I used to text about it.
Oh my God.
I
bet she's still eating it. I love her so
she's
much.
probably still, I love her to pieces. But
That's
she and I used to be like, she'd be like, oh my God, I just went to, I'm like, oh, me too. Like I could eat a whole. So we both love chocolate. We talk about that all the time. Oreos are vegan, says Danielle, who is a vegan. Good. You know who else told me that? My nieces, who used to be vegan. Now they're both not vegan, but they tend to lean vegetarian.
And you can get this gluten free too.
Who's vegan?
Or not who's vegan, but no, something else that's vegan that I didn't realize it was. But the McDonald's like soft serve,
really,
is vegan.
I didn't know that.
You'd never know.
I love that McDonald's soft serve.
I do too, and I was like, I didn't.
When it works.
When it works.
Yeah, that's true.
That's the problem. The McDonald's on my corner, which is a trap.
I know.
Because it's on my corner, and I have to walk past it when I'm walking home, and I'm like, oh no. But it's the soft serve machine's never working, so I never can get it.
What's up with that though? What's up with that? I don't know. And then they stop putting nuts in they're giving you nuts for the.
Oh yeah, for like the little, like the fudge sundae, like that soft serve. That's vegan.
Yeah, wow, Leo, but Leo can't have nuts, so I know that some kids can't have the nuts, so that's all right.
It's okay. We gotta save those kids.
I supply in other ways.
Oh, I know. Oh, trust me, we all love McDonald's. Okay, we are. Look at what time it is. It's already 9:58.
Oh
what in God's name?
Wow.
Hi, Maria, says Stephanie Greco. Hi, Stephanie. We went to high school together. Hi, sweetheart.
God, I love that.
Her son is an amazing chef. Her son Valentine. He's been on all kinds of competitions. Hey, Stephanie, can you connect me with your son, please, so I can have him on the show? He's the nicest. He's a nice boy. Like he's like your Jordan. He's a nice boy.
He's like my Jordan.
Yes, he's like your Jordan. He's a nice boy. And anyway, he's a great master chef. So I want to have him on the show. So Stephanie, talk to your son, see if when he wants to come on the show. And he's so cute and sweet. He's beautiful. But anyway,
chef.
Maria, now that you said that, the nice boy I have. Can we do it? Matchmaker.
I know, he's a nice boy. You have to deliver it differently, and he's a nice boy.
I got a good for you.
I love that show.
I do too.
Okay, now it's the end of our show. I always ask our guests to leave our listeners with something as creative people that would give, just put a little wind in their sails. So, Michelle, what would you say about living a creative life and how to stay in the game? Or how to stay happy, or how to stay creative?
It's if you have any kind of passion in anything creative, it's all about, I think, practice and giving yourself the time to learn and grow and evolve. Like I like to sing, and I'm an actress and all of that jazz, and I dance and all of that. But I also I love to draw, and I have a Instagram for that if you want to look at the things I'm doing. But I love to draw, and I love to do that. And I try to practice every day.
Oh, that's so great.
But that's something I've done since I was a kid. I had just piles of sketchbooks that I'm pretty sure my mom still has, maybe like one of them, where I would like just rip things out of magazines and I'd put them there, and then I'd paint on top, and then I'd do something weird with it. I love to do things like that, and I've always done it. But it's hard to. I feel like when you're hustling and you're trying to pay the bills and you're trying to make ends meet, and it's just constant. It's work, and at the gig, what does Gaga say? Club, another club, bus, train. When you're doing all of that, I found, at least when I'm am like working so hard and I forget.
Yeah.
And then I don't give myself time to like breathe and be creative in other ways. When you don't do that, you kind of get bottled up and like frustrated.
Yeah.
And
Absolutely.
and I think that you have to like, I actually saw this on Instagram the other day. Somebody posted a thing that said creative people need space to do like nothing. Like you need space to just like think and be with your thoughts, so that you can actually think about the trajectory of, you know, what your day's going to be, what your life's going to be, what your career is going to be. You have to allow yourself to like, what is Judi Dench says, to like recharge your batteries.
Yes.
The Dane.
Absolutely. Like
that she calls nerves, when people say, oh, do you have nerves before a show? Or do you have this? Do you have nerves before a show? And, or anything. She goes, no, nerves give it like a negative connotation.
Right.
So she says, instead of calling them like being nervous or doing that, it's recharging your batteries. Right. And then it's using your batteries. Like now you have all this adrenaline, and now you're going to funnel that into your performance.
Wow. I love that. And my girlfriend, of course, has popped on Eugenia Mesa Dominguez. Judy says, hola. And then she says, you heard Poopa? Poop is what she calls me. You need space to do nothing, because I never stop moving.
Well, I was going to say, Jordan's very similar, I think, to you in the fact that like he is always on a project. He is always working on something, and it's constant. And I'm the one that's like, let's chill, babe.
Yeah, that's Judy.
I'm like, we need to decompress. You need to allow space to decompress. I don't know. I want to say it was Patti LuPone in some interview I not recently saw, but she said something about like, they asked her like, oh, how long do you sleep at night or whatever? And she's like, oh, I try to get like 12 hours.
12?
Yes. Or it's some crazy number.
Oh my God, that's crazy.
Or like it's sleeping in late or doing this, because she's a night owl, very much like we are.
Yeah,
and
absolutely.
Your body needs the rest.
Wow,
so,
I sleep like 4 to 5 hours a night. It's crazy. It's crazy.
I mean, I like to sleep. I could sleep.
Yeah.
But I will wake up, you know, I'll pee and then I'll go back to bed. Like, you need the time for your body and your mind to rest, so that you can fill your creative juices with the things that you want to do. So then you can even be creative. Because sometimes, you know, we have how many friends? 1 million friends who do this and who work on Broadway or they have, and then they have to go back to, now they have to like be a bartender again. Do this. Like I've done that. And it's not only is it humbling, but it reminds you that like, oh yeah, you know, bills got to be paid. You gotta focus. And sometimes you can get bogged down when you're, you know, constantly just like working all the time, and you don't have time for yourself to like have a voice lesson or to just, or go to an open mic or just like hear some music. Like you don't have time. Sometimes you can even get resentful of those things, because you're just like, oh, I don't want to go because I work in piano bar. It's like, I don't want to go listen to music, or I just want to go home and it like be silent.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And
well,
that's, you know, I think you need the time to let your brain just be calm.
Yeah.
And then you can do nothing for a second, so that you can recharge your creativity. Because sometimes you can lose it.
And don't let anybody interrupt that either. When you're doing that, just say, no, I'm recharged. Yeah, you're not doing anything. Yes,
actually, I am doing something. I am recharging.
Right.
I'm sitting, I'm relaxing. I was drawing an hour ago.
I love that. That is so amazing. I didn't know that about you. How cool is that?
Yeah, I love to draw, and I've done it forever as a kid. I mean, as a kid, we used to draw like, you know, weird, scary shit, like monsters and things like that. Like those were just things that I drew.
I love that. Well, my girlfriend's always telling me to relax, chill out. Well, what's wrong with that? And I'm like, no, you don't understand. I got a million things to do. So now you are proving her right. She says, see, I'm always right. Literally always.
She is.
She might be. I don't know. She might be always. All right. Sadly, we have come to the end of our show. Michelle, what a wonderful time we have had together.
I loved every minute.
I know, Leo, did you want to say something?
I did. Michelle, you know, when I first came to New York, Michelle was part of the group that introduced me into theater. Or I was already in theater, but I wasn't doing it yet, and all these things. And our mutual friend Alex Stagg introduced me to Melissa and to you and to RJ and the boys, and they were part of the first show that I ever put up in New York.
Yeah.
Wow.
That means a lot to me. I don't think I've seen you really until now.
No,
physically
we
until
haven't.
then, and that's a good 10, 12 years. But I've watched you. We've been in the same outer circles, and I've always heard about you. So I'm proud, unrightfully so, of it. But I also want to thank you for getting me off that first foot, because I had a really good time in New York when I was there, and I think the people that I first started with are the ones that I had a great time with you. So thank you.
Oh, well, thank
Thank
you.
you.
I'm so glad that we
My
got
God,
to see you
please.
guys. He was so
My
excited
God.
when I texted him last night. I'm like, Michelle's going to be on the show. He's like, oh my God, I love Michelle. My Michelle. So I love it. All right.
Oh, Leo, I'm so happy. I'm so glad we got to do
We
this.
got to
Really
fly
made me
off
so
because
happy.
then when it goes into podcast, they'll clip the end, and I don't
Oh,
want
that's
them
true.
to. So anyway, I love you guys. Thank you so much, Michelle.
Love you guys. You're the
And
best.
give Jordan a big hug, and we're going to check out all your stuff.
I
okay?
will. I will. I'll give him a
Love
big
you.
kiss right now. He's right
Bye,
there.
honey.
Good night, everybody.
Bye.
Hey, babe.
Ooh,